That does look nice. All right, we're gonna do some Obscura switches. Bam. These guys for today. So yeah, these are my first experience with these new mode stabs. So from a quick little sum up, because I did ask someone from Mode basically told me that, listen, we did these because we wanted to make stabs in-house and be a little bit cheaper than having to buy the Durock ones. I don't expect these to reinvent the wheel, but it's nice that these are going to be a few dollars less than some of the Durock ones. So we have Mode stabs now. So pretty basic. Ooh, the Mode has a stabilizer guide? Wow. Okay. Mode has a stab guide now. Interesting. No, they're gonna be screw-in. Oh, this is kind of heavy. Since these do come in a few dollars cheaper than some of the Durock ones, depending on where you get it, right? If these are good contenders for a Durock, these might be on my suggestion list. I personally think it's gonna be very hard to beat a good cherry clip-in, especially because of, there's not really much to reinvent here. But if these are good contenders and, definitely make Durock stabs I'm gonna say either be on par, because I don't think Durock stabs can get any better. Okay, actually, before we even start anything, let's establish some lines here. I think the best stab on the market, and this is for a few objective reasons, and also just from a purely, I guess budget value, whatever you want to call it, it's gonna be the cherry clip-ins. There's nothing else. Cherry clip-ins are literally top tier. Next up on the market, I'm personally gonna put Durock stabs there. I'm hoping these land in between. The reason I don't think these will ever be above cherry clip-ins is just because clip-ins can be used in a more variety of things. Albeit the one thing cherry clip-ins don't really, exceed at is 1.2 millimeter PCBs, but we're gonna just take that out of the equation. I'm kind of hoping these fall in place between the Durock stabs and the cherry clip-ins. Or at least just on the same level as the Durock stabs. Everything else I've tried, for one reason or another, they're never the best. TX stabs, I would say, come in next. And then you got things like Wuche, C3. I mean, actually C3 is pretty nice too. Everything else is just a little bit below it. Some people like their TX stabs. I personally think they just have some issues with them still. So for me, they're going to be a little bit below the Durock stabs. As much as I want to give them that, they're not quite at that point for me. Dandy.
The best stabs are the ones that work best for you.
That too. Thank you so much, Dandy. And also, Orum, thank you so much for 14 months, my guy. So we have a little PCB, got a little hot swap action today. We have a plate. We have some foam, which I don't think I'm going to use. And then we got a daughter board. Actually, all this stuff here we can leave. Whoa. This is not mine, by the way. I'm giving this to, I think we're giving this to Karan afterwards. Mode loop. Wow. 145. I like what they did here. I'm a sucker for little things like this, by the way. I know it's meaningless, but I'm an absolute sucker for it. The last time we looked at the Mode loop, we used the cassette version and then the Penrose version. Today we're looking at that one in the middle that's priced a little bit lower than the cassette. So I did want to actually bring something up. I wrote a big article for this particular keyboard. And in part of my article, one of my criticisms was the price. I'm not going to even try to sit on the fence on this one here. It's expensive for the first edition batch. However, Mode did address, when I said, hey, I'm going to be talking about this, did you want to add anything? Do you have a response? Because I think it's fair to get a company response. They did mention that they are going to be, basically it's the process and the shipping for these were more expensive because they air shipped these. Everything that's going to be in the, what's it called? Everything that's going to be in the config version is going to be different prices. By how much, I am not sure, but they did notify me that that's going to be the case. Oh, I like this version. This is a pretty color. I think I'm already a sucker for this. That does look nice. See, I wish I got to look at this one here first. I like this color the most out of all of them so far. This is the prettiest one. Let's see the... Yeah, this is definitely the prettiest one here. Yeah, I think this is the prettiest color so far. Very nice. Hopefully everyone that got one enjoys it. I hope so too. Oh yeah, and the price mix up. Yeah, I know I said something in the Discord about that. I don't want to harp too much about that because, like, at the very least, it wasn't like, I don't know. I feel like it was a genuine mistake, but at the same time, I get people who are kind of annoyed at that. But I'm more glad that it wasn't like some crazy mistake for, like, I don't know, something that actually got shipped out to customers. Basically what happened was, I believe they put a price point on the website that wasn't actually, it was like a starting at, and then they just had like a bunch of basic price points, but it wasn't the actual price points of the loop. So they left that in the FAQ. So for example, I think in the FAQ, like the cassette version was only $30 more for like a brass PVD piece. And same with the copper version. It was like $30 more only, which doesn't really make sense on paper. But I mean, like, honestly, if I wasn't told the pricing ahead of time, I would have looked at that FAQ and also believed that too. So I think the cassette was a bit steep. Yes, I also had a bit of a, not an issue per se with the cassette pricing, but I do think it was quite much. Interesting. So here's a little close-up of the housing for these. A little different. They kind of got like a very like sleek shape to them. But they don't look all that much different. Like the tolerances, like it's not crazy tight like a Staby. So Stabies are like, literally you can't even do this. So like you can see the spacing there. Any board that's $500 plus is a little much for me. Yeah, I think the market for $500 plus, for me, depends on the design, obviously. But let's just say you're having a regular version at $350. I feel like if you're gonna do a special limited run for $500, there has to be something like a real driving force for me to get that, you know? That's why I'm using Phillips head for this too, which I don't mind in a stabilizer. And the washers are already pre-installed on these, so you did get these fiber washers on them. By the way, my expectations of these stabs are very tempered. I'm hoping these do well, but I'm also not expecting these stabs to like absolutely change the game. I'm just hoping they work and they're a good alternative for people who want them. So the stem design on these is pretty much the same as something you'd find in like a Durock, which is good. No need to reinvent the wheel there. Okay, so one little note, they don't quite clip in like Durocks do, which is fine. Durocks, like you press in, I don't know, it's like this weird thing with Durocks that almost feels like you're locking them into place, then you screw them. But it's fine. This one here, I'm just building whatever was in the case that they sent today because this is going to be given to, I think Corona is being sent back. Is Mode Loop PCB the same as the 80? It's the exact same PCB. You're not getting anything like new in this sense here. Yep, so we're going to be using these gaskets here. I didn't have these ones last time. So these are a little bit thinner in the middle. Yeah, there's two green sets. I didn't have these the first time. So there's this green set versus this green set. So these in theory should be a bit more stiff, but I want not stiff. So these gaskets are the same material as those Adidas 4D sneakers. They're called lattice blocks. These are thicker versions of them on the loop. They're kind of neat though. They put them in the Envoy. I absolutely love these mounting blocks. I think they're great. This copper insert on the center is something else. I think copper is one of my favorite accents for keyboards. And this white and copper version is kind of nice looking. I really like this. This looks fantastic. So this was hot swap. I might swap out some of the mods for cherry. Let's just see how it sounds, just because I've been really vibing with that combo. Oh, this is cute looking like this. All right. Now, in terms of what we're going to be using for keycaps now. So these are stock Obscuras. A few people requested that I left the Obscura stock just because they said they preferred it that way, because they've ordered them and I guess tried it themselves. I've never tried them stock, so we're going to do them stock today. They're a very pretty color. Oh, I think this is going to look great on this. Ooh, you guys are onto something. The stock Obscuras don't sound bad, actually. I'm actually really impressed by that. Listen, I know I made collab Obscuras, but I've just always been in this mindset that I should just lube them. And I think I did try like in hand, and I'm like, oh, they'll sound better lubed. Damn, that actually does sound pretty good. This actually is a really nice sounding mode loop. This looks really good with this keycap set. I am very, very much into this. These are the Lotus caps, yeah. How does this look from the side with these caps on? Looks nice. Damn. Clean looking board, yeah. The loop in white and copper is really nice. Like that does look. This might be my favorite looking loop so far. All right, review of the mode stabs though. I'm gonna keep it. Well, maybe not short and sweet, but I'm gonna keep it very direct, I guess. They are $5 cheaper than the Durock ones on Mode's website, anyways. I have seen Durocks go for $15 on some other websites, so a few dollars cheaper. They seem good. They were pretty standard fare to put together. They would be no different than a pair of Durocks. For that price point, I think my initial hope for them to sit in between the Cherry and Durock is actually going to sit there. That $12 price point makes me happy, especially buy 4, get 1 free right now. That's even better. So I do think it's going to sit there on the top. I don't know, though, for the long term. I have not used these in the long term. I've only used this for this one board. But from my initial impression, they seem pretty standard fare at a good price. All right, let's see what this keyboard sounds like. Damn, okay. Let me try tuning up the stabs a little bit more just because this is my first go at tuning them. We'll also try a GMK spacebar too. Well, first of all, I'm thoroughly impressed by the Obscuras being stock. I think I'm still gonna lube them, but it was nice to see them stock. The stabs are good. The mode stabs are good. 12 bucks. Not bad. I like this. This turned out really good. Let me get a GMK spacebar for you guys. I'll use the Greg spacebar to test the GMK aspect of this today, okay? Ooh. Okay, I do admit, the GMK does sound better. Marginally better. Space bars were, I'd say, standard fare. I don't want to say easy because they took the exact same amount of effort as Durock, which is not a whole lot. They do sound great. They sound, I would say, like, I'm not going to use the word better. I'm going to use the word, because I think stabs are all in a great spot right now for the most part, like in terms of how they sound. I'm going to say they sound on par with Cherry and Durock. Only caveat here is I think the Cherry do have a little bit of a scratch. So if you need or want that little bit of a spacebar scratch, go with the Cherry stab. I can tell a bit of a difference between these. The GMK ones don't have a little, like they have a little bit less of a metal sound. The mode caps, really, you think the modes are deeper? I don't think the modes are deeper. I think the GMK ones are a bit more full. But yeah, these ones here, I'd say they're in the same boat as Durock. Everything feels pretty much identical. A little bit of a different shape, the stabilizer housing itself, but also, the stock Obscuras sound phenomenal on this. I like this. This turned out really good. This looks great. I am very happy with today's stream. I hope you guys are too. We learned a few things. The stock Obscuras are pretty good. I'm hoping it just wasn't just for this one build, because I might use a few more in stock form, because I have a bunch in stock. The mode stabs are good. $12, not bad. Again, they're not going to reinvent the wheel, so don't buy these with the expectation that this is going to solve your issues. They're just a good alternative to stabilizers. And the loop sounds good in this config. I'm happy with the loop. It's a soft keyboard, by the way, the loop. I like it. Definitely not as soft as something like the Tempo or the Envoy, though. The sound is phenomenal. Absolutely perf. I agree. What plate? Aluminum for today. We used aluminum plate, Obscuras, and no foam, no nothing like that. We selling that sticker? I will... Do you guys want this sticker? I'll make it a little different. This was sent by someone else. I'll make it a little different. Maybe I leave the orange, or the yellow, I don't know. But if you guys actually want me to make something like this, I'm gonna do more than just the sticker though. Because I don't want to have you guys spend money on shipping or post for sticker. So I'll figure something out, okay? Maybe we'll do maybe we'll do holiday cards. What do you guys think? Some nice holiday cards? This on your holiday card? Merry Christmas from Greg and Alex. That'd be really nice. Look how happy we both look. Alrighty guys, that's pretty much the stream. See you guys. Bye everybody. Later.